Here's my latest project. It is a Deltic DP1 diesel made by Dapol using the old Kitmaster molds. This was one of my gifts this past Christmas, so I've been excited to finish it. And I've got most of the major work done at this point. You can see the body's all put together with most of its details, and most of the railings and everything are molded on, so there wasn't a lot to do there, but still some shaping and other things to do. So this was an unpowered kit. What I've been doing is motorizing it. Here is the drive I've got put together. So here you can see how I've got it built. There's the motor that came out of the CD drive. That is mounted on some hard foam rubber blocks that do a good job of keeping noise and vibration out. So that really helps it to be a lot quieter than what it might have been. Lead weights to give it some traction. The gears here, these first two came out of a CD drive and give it some reduction. These are actually helical gears, not a worm and worm gear, despite how they may look. This gear is from it's a spare Hobbytown. Trucks are Hobbytown PA1 trucks. They don't match up perfectly to the wheelbase of the DP1 trucks, but they look good enough that you don't really notice while it's running. The frame has quite a bit of flex to it since it's just plastic, but the shell holds it straight, so that doesn't cause any problems. And because of how I have the drive put together, I can decorate both cab interiors completely, so all the mechanical stuff is almost completely out of sight. I've done quite a bit of fine-tuning to make sure this runs as well as possible. There's still just a couple minor things to work out, but I've got it almost complete now as far as running goes, and this has turned out to be one of the quietest runners I've ever put together. The only sound you can hear is the wheels on the track. Motor, gears, they don't make any noise at all. They are about as close to silent as you can get. It's nice and smooth. Just a minor wobble. I'll see if I can figure that out, but most of the time it's not really noticeable. Running along nice and smooth. It's got no problem at all pulling the load. And that CD drive motor is extremely efficient too. On average, this is using about 40 milliamps at this speed. That's about 1/10 of the electrical current that one of the older Athearn drives would be using it with the same sort of load. Putting this chassis together was easier than I expected, actually. And of course, all I had to do was cut a hole in the plastic to fit the motor and glue that in place. But then the trucks, just about everything around here clears the Hobbytown trucks pretty well, and they mount at exactly the perfect height for this diesel. All I had to do was drill and tap a screw hole into each one to match up to the mounting hole in the chassis. And then I added a spring up here to give it some extra traction on the front, so that helps keep everything even. For finishing this, I'm going to go with the traditional blue and gray colors that are found on the real one, with sort of cream yellow stripes, which are conveniently molded into place. So this will be a pretty nice engine when it's done. I'm excited to see how it turns out.